Hey guys, so today I am going to be doing my foundation routine. This video has been requested by all of my friends, all of my sisters, and a couple of my subscribers. I keep getting asked. I don't know what steps to do, which comes first: highlighter, concealer, foundation, powder. So to solve all of those problems and to answer all of those questions, I'm just going to film a video. Now I'm going to let you guys know you are going to hear floorboards creaking because I have elephants for neighbors, and every move that they make you can hear. So unfortunately, I'm sorry about that. I will try to cancel out some of the background noise when I edit, but if you do hear the floorboards creaking, just know that I have elephants for neighbors. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so we're going to just get started. We're going to work our way from the bottom to the top. The very first thing and the most important thing about applying your foundation is making sure that your hands are clean, especially when applying your primer to your face, because like earlier this morning I got up, I made breakfast, I did my hair, I did all these things, and then I finally sat in front of my computer, or not my computer, my camera, sat in front of my camera, and I was like, oh crap, I need to wash my hands. And I got up and I washed my hands, and then when it came to like turning my camera and stuff on, I of course just used a little wipey so that my hands didn't touch those things. And now I'm gonna go ahead and get started. My beauty blender is rolling around. So I didn't want to use a whole lot of high-end products in this video. I wanted to use a lot of affordable things in the event that as you're watching this video you decide that you want to go buy some of these products. I don't want to be using like a $50 foundation because not everybody wants to buy a $50 foundation. So a lot of these products are going to be drugstore and or affordable if you're purchasing them online. So the first thing we're going to get started with is my NYX Pore Filler Primer. I got this at Ulta. I believe it's $10 or $12. I'll put all of that in the description down below. And hold on. I like this primer because, well, when it comes out of the tube, I like this primer because not only does it fill the pores that I have been working on getting rid of in this area, but it also kind of mattifies, which is a plus because I am an oily girl for sure. Like, no questions asked, oily girl. So I like to put this in my T-zone for sure. Oddly enough, I get really oily around my eyebrows, so I like to put it around my eyebrows as well. T-zone, all of that fun stuff. And then I'm also going to go in with my NYX Shine Killer. I lost the top to this. I don't know what happened to it. I actually think I remember throwing it away. Maybe, who knows. Anyway, so I'm going to go in with the Shine Killer as well because, like I said, oily girl, we got to combat. And it's okay to use multiple primers. It's not going to hurt your makeup if you have more than one primer on. I'm just going to put that all over. The pore filler also helps with the texture that I tend to have sometimes around this area on my nose. I noticed that when I am wearing makeup more frequently and I haven't really like exfoliated, like I exfoliate like once or twice a week. So in that gap of when I'm not exfoliating, I notice that I'll get a little bit of texture. So the pore filler not only fills the pores, but it kind of smooths out that texture as well, which is a plus. So the next step in preparing my skin for my foundation, I learned this little tip from watching Alyssa Forever's video. She doesn't use this exact product, but I was kind of like, well, I have a product that's similar, so I'm going to try this and see if it works. And it's been working and I love it. So I like to go in with my Airsupn powder, and you can get this powder at Walgreens. You can get this powder, that's where I got mine. I got mine at Walgreens, but I also know that they sell it at Walmart as well. And this is in just translucent extra coverage. That's the name of it. So I just take my Airsupn powder that I just spilled all over this table. Get it together, Shay. So I take my Airsupn powder, and I just take a small powder brush, and I dip the brush in the powder, and I dust off the excess so I don't get powder all over myself. And I press it into the spots that I get extremely oily in. So right around my nose, under my nose, on top of my nose, down my T-zone, under my chin. What is my hand doing? What is this? What is this? So I like to put it in all of these spots that I typically, like I said, get oily. I said I get oily around my eyebrows, so I put it around my eyebrows. Let me clip my hair back. There we go. All right. So just put that in those spaces. And I'm using very little powder. Like I said, I tap it off, and I tap the excess off in the lid, and then I just go into the lid. I'm not going back into the container. There's product in here just a little bit, and I just keep dusting that onto my face. It's time for foundation, and today I'm going to be using the Maybelline what is this? Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. I can't talk today. I'm using two shades. I'm using 355 Coconut and 360 Mocha. And I like to, of course, shake it up because you don't want the product to separate. So I shake it up, and then, because my hands are still clean, I like to dot it. I take 355 Coconut and I dot that on the inside of my face. This is the lighter color, so I like to put this on the inside of my face. Again, T-zone, basically everywhere that the Airsupn powder is, that's where I'm putting the 355 Coconut. And we just dot that off, and kind of just dot until the excess product is off your finger. And then with the 360 Mocha, we do the same dotting thing, but just on the outside of our face. The best tip that I can give you when it comes to putting on your foundation and giving you a flawless, just full coverage airbrush look is using a synthetic brush. This is the Morphe M439 brush. It's a buffing brush. I love this brush for foundation. It's extremely soft. I've tried other brushes from other different brands. They shed. Some of them are too flat, so they're not giving me that airbrush look. But this brush, I've never had any problems with this brush. So I like to go in with this brush and just in circles, just buff everything into the skin. In the middle, I kind of press first where that lighter shade is. And then go back to buffing. Now, the best thing about this foundation is that it is a buildable foundation. So, like, I do have a hyperpigmentation scar that I've had for years right here on the side of my face. If I decided that I wanted to go back in and add just a little bit more foundation to cover up that scar, I can. But today, I'm just running errands. All right, so next we're going to conceal and highlight in one step. I have 3 concealers that I like to go back and forth with. The first being the NYX HD Concealer in CW8, the Maybelline Better Skin Concealer in 60 Deep, and then the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in 30 Cafe. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know which one I'm going to use today. Probably the Fit Me. Okay, so we're going to stick with Fit Me. So I like to go down the sides of my nose, sweep it underneath the eye like this, up towards my temple, down around my nose, and especially on the sides of our nose. Us as women tend to get red right here. It's hormones. There's nothing you can do about it. If you notice that your foundation or your powder or whatever leaves right here and then you have red spots, it's your hormones. You can't do anything about that. I like to put a little on my chin, and of course on my forehead and down the bridge of my nose, just to brighten up this area up here, but then to also define the bridge of my nose. Sorry. Now I'm going in with this NYX Beauty Sponge. It is similar to a Beauty Blender and the Real Technique sponge. So Beauty Blender wise, it's round, it has like a little pointy side here, but the Real Technique sponge has that flat side. So I really like this flat side here because you can really get underneath your eye and really get that concealer in there. So that's what we're going to go in with right now. And we're just tapping this out. Now, the best thing about using any type of beauty sponge, I can tell you, is if you just tap in one spot and you're not moving back and forth, you're actually just going to be picking up product and taking it away, picking up product and taking it away, which is going to do more bad than good. So you want to make sure that you're moving back and forth and dispersing that product all throughout your face. I like to bring my concealer up on the sides of my nose. I don't contour, so this is kind of like a reverse contoured situation. So if I bring it up on the sides of my nose and then I have this highlighter concealer going down my nose, it is going to reverse contour, if that makes sense. So I don't actually have to put a darker shade there because the concealer is lighter than my skin tone. So it's gonna give me the contoured look anyway. So bring this up on the sides of my nose. Tap this out up here on my forehead. Tap this out on my chin. And again. Now, when it comes to the sides of my nose, if I tap, I'm going to disperse the product just a little more than I would like to. So I actually like to just go down the middle of my nose, like so, and then tap it out. Because I don't want the product to be over dispersed. I still want that clean line to make it look like my nose is snatched. I also like to make sure that I put concealer on my eyelids if I either have not already put my eyeshadow on or if I'm not wearing eyeshadow for the day. I just like to take the concealer up onto my eyelids as well. And of course, because I did bring it out to the temple, just kind of blend that out as well up here. Okay, so the next step, cooking, baking, setting, whatever you want to call it, that's what we're going to do. I'm going in with my Sasha Buttercup powder. I did order this off of Amazon. You can get it from Amazon. You can get it from Sasha website directly. I think this is about $25, and this is probably going to be the most expensive thing that I'm using on my face. Everything else, for the most part, has been $12 and under. This, however, is $25. However, I probably had this powder for I'll say like 4 months, and I'm still nowhere near it being empty or using it. And I've actually put some of this product into another container for when I travel, so that I don't have to carry this big one. I have a little small one that I use. So considering that I have put it in another container and I still have product in here, a little goes a long way, and it's going to last you. So it's worth the $25 in my opinion. So again, using our same damp beauty sponge, we're going to go in with the beauty powder, and we're just going to set that concealer so it does not move, does not crease. Also, to help combat our oily skin, I like to put it a little more heavier around my nose because that is, like I said, where I tend to get the most oily. But we are just going to set every place where we put the concealer, and you're just going to press that into your skin. Now, I don't typically like to bake for a long time, except for on the sides of my nose. So I'm going to go in with a powder brush. This is the Morphe M556. I actually think this is a blush brush, but I use it as a powder brush. Morphe M556. And I'm going to dust away on my nose and like cheekbone area and chin. And underneath my nose or above my lip, and kind of just leave these two areas here just a little longer than normal because I do get the most oily right here. So I am gonna kind of set it and not really forget it, but come back to it. And now we're just going to dust that away and kind of dust everything else in unison. So the next thing I like to do is to set my entire face. If you may or may not know, anything that you put down that is liquid or cream, you are going to want to set with a powder so that it doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't budge, and also so you kind of don't have transfer. So I have a couple of powders, favorite powders that I like to use to set in no particular order. I have the NYX Stay Matte Not Flat in Cocoa. I like to use that. My CoverGirl Queen collection in medium. This one, I have good days and I have bad days with it, so it's kind of hit or miss. And then from the Sephora collection, and I think this is old packaging because I've had this for a while, but the Sephora collection, the Dark Ebony, it's 65 Dark Ebony. I like to use that powder as well. I like to go in with a powder brush. This is my e.l.f. complexion brush. I got it from Target, $3 brush, one of my favorite brushes. I've been using this brush for years. And I'm just gonna go in with the NYX powder and just buff this in circles all over my face. I'm kind of avoiding the center of my face where we put the Sasha Buttercup powder because I still want that to be bright and highlight. Is that right? Highlighted. I don't know. I still want the center of my face to be bright, so I'm kind of avoiding it with heavy products, but once I have dispersed the product everywhere else, I am gonna come in the middle and just kind of blend everything together so that there's no lines of demarcation and everything is blended seamlessly. So now we're gonna go to bronzer. I've noticed that on the drugstore end, when it comes to bronzer, a lot of the bronzers are red or orange. And for women of color, your skin already oxidizes, your foundation oxidizes, your powders oxidize. You don't need another thing on your face that's gonna oxidize and have you looking like an Oompa Loompa. So I typically shy away from using bronzers to contour, and I just go in with a darker powder than my normal foundation color. So I like to use the Maybelline Fit Me in 360, this powder. I've had it forever, obviously, because I've hit pan, but I like to use that along with my Morphe M523 brush. I also sometimes use this Wet n Wild contour brush, but it's dirty, so we're not going to use it. We might use it. I don't know. I used it yesterday, so that's why it looks like this. Sorry, guys. But I do like to go in and just right along my cheekbone and contour in that cheek, starting at the top of my ear and just working my way down and do it on both sides. Of course, you know, you can make the little fishy face if that helps as well. And you just follow that line down. Okay, so I feel like I look a little crazy with no eyebrows on and no lashes or mascara. So I'm going to do that and I will be right back. Okay guys, so that concludes my foundation routine. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, make sure you leave them down in the description box below. I will make sure that all the products that I used on my face, along with just mentioning in general, I leave in the description down below. I don't think I have anything left to tell you guys other than I appreciate you all so very much. Thank you so much for watching. Stay beautiful, stay true, and stay you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.